Hey, this is ASpengler, and this is episode 30 of Building Cologne Cathedral in Lego. Last week, we were working on this roof section, more so on the side entrance, getting that put in place. Also, did a little bit of work on these kind of overhang parts right here. So, we got those ready, and then we're able to put the roof up on there. After that, I had been I didn't really like the height of the buttresses. I didn't think it was super accurate, so I raised all of the buttresses up by 2 bricks tall. And now, just looking at the side entrance, that included these 2 side columns. Raising those up, I think it looks a lot better now. Looks a lot more accurate. So that's what happened last segment. Overall, there was not a ton of stuff that was able to get done. Main reason just because brick link orders that I had ordered, they didn't all get in. So I was missing a few key building pieces, so I wasn't able to continue on some more advanced work or a lot more work. But everything is in now, so hopefully we could get a lot more done this segment. What I want to start off with, I was planning on extending the side entrance by 1 windows length. So I think the plan will be just to extend it and then raise it and kind of match everything, and then try to completely finish this one side entrance. And if I can get this one completely done, I'm thinking about just going ahead and first of all making the extension on that side entrance, and then trying to start making it so that one looks a lot more like this one in as far as completion. Another thing I keep kind of putting aside is I should start making the kind of side blend area that blends the roof section to the cathedral. There's supposed to be a little bit of something right there and some other bits that stick out. Haven't got to that yet, but that could also be something probably won't happen this segment just because I keep avoiding it just because it's not super important, but I that is something I need to remember to do. But I'm really pushing to try to finish at least one of these side entrances, so hopefully we can have that done by the end of this segment. So we'll see what happens. As far as working on this one, probably won't be a ton of time lapses for that. But if we can get to working on that one, we should be able to get some time lapses for that. So go ahead, stop talking, and get working. Okay, guys, come back after some work. Sorry that there was no time lapses. I was working on this same side that you've seen before, and just making that addition to the building took little bit longer than I was expecting, just because I did it once and then I found out I did it wasn't quite right, so I corrected that. So there's a lot of, I guess I made some mistakes in it, so I just the thing I did was I made this a little too long, and then I started thinking about it, and I decided that that wasn't a good idea for continuing on, so I redid it. So this is how it turned out. Um, Basically, I just made it easier for myself in the future for this back section, on how it's going to be connected to this one. So that's the main reason that took a little while. I first went ahead and just went a little too fast and just kept building. And then I started thinking about it afterwards, which is probably definitely not the thing you're supposed to do. Probably should think about what you're doing before you end up starting to build, just so you don't have to do it all over again, like myself. So that's what took a while, so I didn't get a bunch done. I was able to completely finish off of this area. Overall, looks pretty good. It's just with how I scaled it, it kind of messed up a little bit right here. It's not as smooth flowing as the other section, just with uniformity. So it's a little bit different. It doesn't look bad. It's not quite as realistic as it should be. So, but just overall, if doing this, it will help me out for the back section. So that's why I ended up doing it, and it doesn't look terrible. It just isn't accurate. I guess that's the biggest thing that kind of bothers me with it. but overall it's okay. So I did extend it by that one window's width. So you can see that window right here, and so it brought it up, and then I went ahead and then finished off the next floor's window as well. Continued on, finished up all those kind of frame parts, and right before you saw that it ended right here on this one, so I finished it off, brought all this up to the same height. Then I went ahead and made the next layer of the buttresses, so that one is right there and it's in place. And so it kind of overhangs a little bit, and the plan is to have the back section kind of slide underneath that. It's going to fit in right with this column seam right here, so it'll just kind of slide in place right there. And so this area is pretty much all done now. I just have to work on kind of the bridge, or the layer that kind of bridges the gap between the roof section and the cathedral. So that has to be done on there. Got to do the roof right here, and also need to bridge the gap on this side and finish off the roof section right there. So this area is pretty much all done now. Just a few little details here and there. But in order to get that next roof section, I need to get this side up to the same height. So that's going to be the plan in the upcoming segments. I know I keep saying I'm going to work on it, but next segment we'll actually start working on this one some more. I was actually able to put the extension on. So like you see right here, I was able to extend it on this side entrance as well. So that was also something else I worked on as well. So basically just put the window and then the columns behind it. So this one also had 2 new columns put in place. So that's kind of what happened in this segment. Not as much as I would have liked to have happen, but that's what ended up being built. And so not much more to do on this segment, or this section, and not much that really can be done until this area is done. And I'm thinking about just leaving that liner or bridge area right above those window frames, right below the roof. I'm going to save those for when I don't have a ton of pieces, at least my main building pieces. So that will just leave me something to do in case I run out of other parts. So that's the plan for that. It's not super crucial to be done, so just going to save it. But now I'm ready to actually start working on this one. So we're going to see some progress in the next segment on this side entrance. So look forward to that. And so I'm just going to say we're going to work on this one. I want to start working on the front again, but I would like to just try to get this area done so I can finish off the roof sections here. And so kind of my long goal is finish most of the roof, and then we'll get back to the towers, and then probably end off the cathedral with the back side. Since it shouldn't be super complex, the only bad thing is it's got a curve on the back, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. I've got a few ideas in my head. We'll see how it goes, but I definitely don't want to get ahead of myself and try to get this one done. This shouldn't take too long. It's the only thing that probably will hinder me is if I run out of parts, but it's just going to be copying this section and putting it onto this one, so it shouldn't be too difficult. So that's the plan for the next segment. So that's going to be it for this segment. Sorry that there was no time lapses and not as much work as I was planning on it, but that's sometimes how it goes. So with that, we'll end out the segment. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.